do give us a follow on our Instagram at sorry. Hello again! Welcome to Between the Books, where we discuss anything and everything related to NTU English. Well, in this episode, we will be talking about our personal experiences in NTU English. Let's start with our very first question for this episode, and that is, what is your favorite module that you've taken so far, and why?
I think we should start with the seniors.
Okay, my favorite module that I will always promote to anybody who asks me for a course recommendation is Medieval Literature, taught by Assistant Professor Catherine Hindley. It's a really great module, and you know, when you think about medieval literature, you'll be like, oh, it's in the 1500s, it's so inaccessible, you're talking about Old English, I don't understand, I can't read it. But she teaches it so well. Her course was the first one that I took that has a creative project. It was really, really interesting. What I did was I did a fashion show mood board. Yeah, so you have to choose a medieval text and you have to make it more accessible for a contemporary audience. So I did a fashion show. Other students did like a medieval food menu. They did a YouTube vlog. They did a video game. So it was really, really interesting. Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah. So Prof. Heidi did a really great job. So I recommend.
For me, I would say Asian historical fiction. It's taught by Associate Prof. Jane Wong. And to me, why I really enjoyed it is because I really enjoy reading about like Asian lit or Singaporean lit, and I think mixing like history and the Asian spectre was quite fun. It taught me that no matter how much like your experience is, it's still valuable, like it's still important, and it's like you shouldn't discredit your experience, and you just have to remember that you have a voice.
Okay, so this semester is the first semester that I got to choose things of interest, and I think I would probably choose, like, my favorite so far would be Southeast Asian Literature, taught by Assistant Professor Cheryl Lee. The way she teaches is great, but also I love the text, I love the content. As somebody who didn't grow up in the region, it was very interesting to see. We also talked about formation identity, and that's something that I struggle with a lot, so it was very nice to be able to like see literature from like my ethnic background, which is like Indonesian.
Yeah, I'll probably have to preface this with the fact that everything I've taken so far is a core module so far, so that means I don't really have much of a choice in it, but this might be a little bit of a controversial like favorite in a sense, but my most enjoyable module so far would be Survey of English Lit 1 with Assistant Professor Catherine Hindley. It was less of the content and more of the way that we approached the content. The lectures and tutorials really did help to make lessons a little bit more engaging, and it did help that our TA like made the effort to go find medieval memes and everything. So
So it's okay, I mean, like, you're still in year one, you have more opportunities to explore concepts. I think my favorite has to be Associate Professor Tamara Wagner's class of Film and Literature. And that was like a really eye-opening class for me because it's all about adaptations, looking at how the pre-existing book has been adapted to a film. For my creative project, it was a lot of fun. We actually we went to our one of my friend's house, and we actually got like her 3 cats to reenact the scene.
Oh my god, so cute!
Yeah. So it was so fun. So it was like we call it like a Frankenstein cat edition kind of thing. So it was pretty fun for me. With that being said, my second question for all of you is, who is your favorite author and why?
I don't like that question because it's
hard to choose one.
I don't want to choose one author, but if I could choose like a culture that I would read like forever, I would choose Indonesian literature. So I was first exposed to Indonesian literature in post-colonial lit, taught by Dr. Sim Wai Chiu. It was a really, really great, like, groundbreaking books that I've read, and he chooses really good text. So if I could give some names, it would be Pramodia Anantatoya, Eka Kurniawan, Ayu Utami. There's a lot of Indonesian authors that are really great, and their writing is just so beautiful. And I think we can connect to them as Singaporeans because we share kind of similar themes and similar issues. Yeah, I recommend Indonesian lit.
Okay, I know I just talked about Southeast Asian, but my favorite author is Margaret Atwood. She's a Canadian author, Canadian poet. Grew up reading a lot of her works. The Handmaid's Tale is by far one of my favorites. Feminist writer, lovely. She talks about climate change too. She's such a good author. Like I don't know what else to say about her.
I would say for me, it's a bit hard to pick like one author. But I think like a few that stand out to me like now is of course Rohinton Mysteries, A Fine Balance. It's a thick book, but it's a good book.
It's really hard for me to choose an author, but if I had to choose two, I would say Ng Yisheng as well as Nguyen Yang. Like their writings, it's crafted very sensitively and artfully, and it's always interesting to read their work because they both dabble in relatively speculative fiction. I would say that people do need to give Singaporean writers a lot more chances to like have their work read.
I agree. I also say that another one, maybe not like a favorite author, more of like a playwright in a sense, is Alfian Sa'di.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
him.
Follow
Love
his
him.
Facebook.
Yeah.
His
I
Instagram.
remember I went for like, I think this year they had like, before COVID of course, they had like some poetry slam, like Valentine's Day edition, and he was there and I was just sitting there in awe. I was like, oh my god, I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. But
Do you say hi to him?
no, I was too nervous. My friends were like, go and say hi. I was like, no. But yeah, I think he's a really, really amazing playwright.